to this computer. Okay, recording is in progress, everyone. So thank you, Jake. Let's go to Francis.
This is Francis Mukai. I've been secretary for a while and youth chair for a while as well.
Okay, thank you, Francis. Heidi. Heidi, you there? Introduction? Okay. So we'll go to Jane. Jane is our membership chair. Jane, would you like to say hello?
Hi, Jane Washington, membership chair since 2016.
Thank you, Jane. Mr. Dick Sutton.
Hi, I'm Dick Sutton. I guess I'm currently the certification chair and chair of officials. From 94 to 2013, I was the president. And also I was the one of the coaches of the Hawaii Kai Track Club. And I serve also as the chief official for the state meets. So I'm also the on the board of the National Dispute Resolution because this is my 51st year as a lawyer. And so I hope to add that as well to my contributions.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dick. Maybe hopefully we won't need your services right now. But if we do, we'll call on you. Thank you, Dick.
Okay.
Ron Pate. Is Ron Pate on?
Yeah, I'm on. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is Ron Pate. I've been the sanctions administrator for the past 35 years. I've been a member of USA Track and Field since the beginning. I do mean since the beginning. And I'm glad we have people involved that have a passion for the sport because it takes that because the pay is lousy.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Ron. Let's go to Joe Washington, Community Outreach Chair.
I'm here. I'm the past vice president, past president, and I'm community outreach chair for 2 years, I think, or yeah, 2 years. And I'm still learning about it.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thanks for letting me, Mike. I'm coming in on a separate device. So
Yeah, I just noticed that. I'm sorry. I'm watching two screens, so my apologies. I see we have
No
some
problem.
additional participants here. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Joe.
Progress.
yeah.
Okay, so let's Joe, let's meet, if you can mute yourself, Joe.
I'm trying. I did.
Oh, you got two computers going on. Okay.
Okay.
Aloha, are there any coaches or team leaders that would like to introduce themselves?
Oh, it's been a while. Joan Davis, Hawaii Masters Track Club, currently now secretary and membership.
Yes, ma'am, Joan. Joan, are you still throwing the javelin?
Oh yeah, Jazzy Javelier.
Yes, right. I know who you are.
And 2019 Albuquerque, I came home with a 6th place hammer.
Oh, right on. Congratulations. Congratulations. We hope to get track and field going back again here on the island, or at least in the state of Hawaii, to see you throw the hammer and the jav. So thanks for joining, Joan. Anyone else?
I'm Jennifer King, U.S. Army. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you, Jennifer.
Okay, so I'm Jennifer King, represent U.S. Army Garrison, head team for the Army, head track team for the Army, track coach for the Army.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Jennifer. We've missed all your participants and seeing your kids grow. I'm sure they're all the little ones now are all big ones now, right? So it's been a while. So thank you, Jennifer. Anyone else?
Hi, it's Rick and Joni.
Hi, aloha.
Hi.
So, what's up, group?
Hey, Coach Rick.
Godspeed
Joni.
Track Club.
Yes,
Mike.
Godspeed.
Hi, everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for joining. Okay.
Mike, this is Dick Sutton. One thing I noticed on the clubs, there's this new club, the East Side Striders, that Matt Sanders and is involved with, and that's not listed.
It's not listed.
as one of the association club affiliations.
Okay, I can check into that. I think it's
Okay.
maybe they just haven't done their practice location. That's one of the stipulations. So Jane, maybe Jane can help with that. So if they can reach out to Jane or myself, then we can help them with that. Okay. All right, anyone else? Let me see who else is I see in the list. I'm gonna call out some people. Oh my goodness, Mark Zug is here.
I am here.
Aloha, Mark. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining.
You can hear me okay?
Absolutely, we can.
All right.
Okay.
You can see me?
Let me see if I can see you. I can see you. Yes, there you are. I have,
Okay.
let me pull this over. There you are.
Trying to set this up on gallery mode, but I guess when I'm not the host, I can't do that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Mark Zoig, aloha.
Hi, Joan, how are you?
Here's the gallery right here. If you guys can see
Wonderful.
the screen. There you go. There's everyone. Okay. Okay, thanks everyone. Anyone else would like to introduce themselves? Say aloha. Okay.
Aloha, I'm Coach Mark from Kailua Windrunners. Happy to, get the track season to get up and running again. All the kids are excited. So.
Absolutely, Mark. No, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Mark does such an awesome job up in Kailua with the Kailua Windrunners and all the youth that he brings over to, is it the Windward side? What do we call the other side? So the Windward side, what is this side called?
Leeward.
Leeward side? We the Leeward side? Okay, so town side, right?
No.
No, that's not right.
Leeward is out in Nanakuli,
Yeah.
Waianae.
I'm so sorry. I've been 7 years here and I still don't know. So town. So there's either, for me, there's either town or not town, right? So thank you, Mark. Anyone else? Mr. Joe Fireball from the Big Island, sir?
I don't know.
Oh, how's it? Happy Aloha Saturday.
Indeed.
15-year aid station director for Ironman. I'm a race director on the Big Island for PATH, which used to be People's Advocacy for Trails Hawaii, but now we are People for Alternative Transportation. So
okay.
I work with Mr. Pate, Coach Pate,
Yes.
a lot. So I figured I'd come in and see what's up.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Joe. All right. Anyone else would like to introduce themselves and then we'll move on.
Hello, my name is Daryl Carter. I sprint, coach sprints at Millennium High School. I'm also from time to time providing some training access for people on certain locations around the island. Very interested in trying to get the track open. I did have a question.
Yes, sir.
Along with my introduction. My question would be, when I read the state charter related to DOE and public school facilities, there's an administrative code 39, that almost mandates that the tracks be available for public use if they're going to be used at all, since they're collecting taxpayer funds. And I don't understand why we're completely shut out from public school tracks. Anybody know why?
Yeah. The Hawaii revised statute says, yes, they're open at the discretion of the athletic directors, and supposedly the Hawaii revised statute says it's $125 an hour, but some athletic directors add use of hurdles, use of long jump pit, the use of electricity, use of high jump, use of pole vault, and sometimes they just don't open it up for anybody because we have to wait until they get their schedule set for football or soccer. So,
Yep.
Well, our problem in Hawaii is not unique. Every at the national convention, we've heard the same complaints from pretty much every association. The costs in utilizing public school facilities is very expensive. And so, this is a nationwide problem.
did I answer your question, Daryl?
It's an answer, but I just don't understand how you can collect taxpayer funds to build a track and then lock out the community that paid for the track to be built, even if it's expensive. Because if you're not going to allow it to be used at all for the public, why should the public be, charged with providing a track?
Yeah,
I agree
Daryl,
with you.
we agree with you. Daryl is asking more generally, why aren't these tracks open for the general use by the public? And we're completely behind you. I think the answer was correct by Joe, that it's at the discretion of the athletic directors, so they can choose to close the track if they want. I think that's the practical answer.
Well, there's also the recourse to ask our politicians, ask your representative from your area where you have a track, bring that problem up to them. But again, the idea is to keep doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We should keep doing it. I agree.
It's a good discussion, and I think hopefully, in 2022 we have more of an opportunity with in increased membership, and a louder voice from USATF Hawaii to acquire a venue to compete at. So we need not only the folks that are here on this call, but certainly reach out to your friends and your coaches and your congressmen and women to voice those concerns. My personal opinion is it's not a matter of cost as it is just the level of access. Just let us know what the cost is going to be, right? And I'm sure that we can get on the track. But COVID is the conversation that is the period at the end of no that I've received. It's COVID, because of COVID. So hopefully, as the state clears that up, that we can return to some level of normalcy. We will see the better opportunities for us to use the track. So good discussion.
Michael?
Guys. Yes. Hello.
Hey, this is Simone. So I just wanted to share that I just want you all to know that this is not exclusive to Hawaii. This is a challenge that we are having state by state across the board. And I think that in Arizona, I don't know if you guys have seen, but we were able to start hosting some meets, and we had some serious hurdles to climb in order to get those meets to happen. And we still could not conduct our masters meets because the state then added a clause on saying that no one at the age of 65 can intermingle with sports with someone who is a youth. I mean, they went that far to write language of that such. And so then me as the master's chair, I had to cancel all of my meets for the entire season because we couldn't even afford to have a standalone meet because of the rates that these schools were charging as a result of trying to deter us. So the rates are not jacking up the rates because of COVID. They're trying to bring the rates up to deter us, to say we can't afford this, we'll just go away.
Yeah.
And so we can't even afford to have these meets. But this is something that is across the board, like I'm hearing in every single association that I'm responsible for. So what I will be doing as your association representative is bringing all of the presidents together so we can collectively as a region come up with some solutions to try to bring back to your states in order to try to get this going, because I don't want people to think that this is like the board not doing something or whatever. This is really a collective issue across the country. And so we will be coming together to try to work this out, and whoever your association president is at the time will sit in on those meetings, and we will try to figure out what we can do for you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Simone. I appreciate your support. Okay.
And Michael, I'll introduce myself.
Oh, Jack, you're the man that needs no introduction, but please go ahead.
For Simone and other people, this is my 49th year of competing, officiating, coaching, and administering track meets in Hawaii. And I want to thank all of you for what you're doing, because I just want to compete at this point. I've turned 80, but I'll never forget my first track meet in Hawaii was a Junior Olympics meet in 1972, and Gordon Scruton and his wife gave me a ribbon for running the 400-meter dash. It's been uphill ever since. Thanks everybody for what you do.
No, thank you, Jack. When I moved here and started competing, I remember Jack and I said to myself, man, if I'm so lucky, if I'm so lucky, and Jack, look, I'm afraid of that 400 meters. Jack tackles it. Jack will run the 100, the 200, the 400. He'll do shot put. He'll do long jump, he does it all. I run the 100 and I'm going home. So, but thank you, Jack.
I'm mostly semi-retired now.
Yeah, yeah.
From events, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. Okay. All right. Next slide. So 2021 recap. Because of USATF Hawaii, the reason why we're here, we certainly did not have a annual meeting last year. USATF, the Nationals Office guidance was to roll the leadership forward from the 2020 appointed officers to 2021. So here we are with having a annual meeting for the first time in 2 years. As you guys have heard about this thing called COVID. Unfortunately, COVID has been very restrictive on some of our activities or most of our activities, but we had some success meeting online and sharing some of the things that the teams can do. Here in Oahu, there's certainly been some opportunities, meets and competition, but kudos to Maui and the team there. I'm not sure if Jesse is on, but kudos to Jesse and the things that they've done on Maui to run. I listed here risk stratification, and that's just a fancy word for the restrictions that USATF has mandated into the competitions for sanctioned meets, things like social distancing, lanes between competitors and other things. So this may or may not be something going forward, but it is something that has been very restrictive for us. For
Michael,
meets. Yes, sir.
Yeah, if I could add on to what you're saying, right now when they go on a page for a sanction application, the very first page they see is the COVID protocol. And they have to follow that or their sanction won't be approved.
Yep, that's true. Thanks, Ron. So just mentioning the events that we've had a hybrid cross country and 50-meter race. I know Mark from Kailua participated in that, which was pretty fun. We had a couple of meets on Maui, and then we had athletes compete in the Junior Olympics. Athletes compete at the masters level and other national competitions. Ron, where did you go and compete that time?
Okay, there was a combined Eastern Regional in New York that I competed in June, and also a combined regional in Seattle. And the thing about it was, what was interesting was their COVID protocol, that in New York they required that you submitted proof of your vaccination upon being allowed to even enter. Then you had to bring your card with you. And you also had to do a questionnaire. They checked your temperature and they gave you a wristband in order to enter the track and facility, which was only open to the participants that were cleared.
Okay.
But although they did allow spectators in the stands, but they weren't in a position to commingle with the athletes.
Okay.
And the same thing in Seattle, they required that they bought their proof of vaccination or testing within 7 days prior to the event.
Wow. Okay.
If you notice on any of the meets that you've seen on TV from the Diamond League to anything else, you notice all the athletes have a wristband, and that's the wristband. This just shows that they've been cleared in order to enter the meet, and we technically could do the same thing.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll see what the plan is. So thank you guys. And first and foremost, guys, my apologies for the misspellings. Trust me, I'm not as dumb as maybe some of these spellings look. So my apologies. I didn't run the spell check before presenting. So excuse me. I know how to spell competition. Sorry. All right. So 2022, looking ahead. So if you guys have ever had an opportunity to work your way through the membership portal, the new membership portal, it's a bit painful. It is, trust me, it has gotten better. Jane has, basically she has a PhD in the membership portal. She's had to deal with it from time to time, but if you guys ever need that help, USATF, the membership leadership can certainly help you guys out. that is where everything goes now. That's safe sport, background checks, officials information, membership updates, and age verifications. Looking forward to competitions in 2022. I put a few highlighted here that I know our athletes compete at. The Junior Olympics in Sacramento, the cross country championships in Texas A&M College Station, the Masters Outdoor Championships, which is in Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky, and the World Masters, the WMA Championships in Finland. Ron, are you going to go to that one? Joan?
Okay, I'm going to Finland. And also we have a indoor national championship in New York in the Armory.
Okay, okay.
That's in March.
Okay, so we'll share the link out for everyone
got-
to. Hey, Joan?
Excuse guys, you got the National Senior Games
Oh,
in
okay.
May,
okay.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Okay, thank you, Joan. I'll be sure to update this when I send this presentation out to everyone, right? Thank you. USATF Hawaii events coming up. The next weekend is we call it our Junior Olympic Champion, but it really is our association championship for the for cross country at Halava District Park. So if you guys have athletes or you're interested yourself, please come out and run and participate. Hopefully there will be Oahu Summer Track, both at all levels, both at the youth and master level. And Maui has done a fantastic job. I really envy them. They have access to the War Memorial Stadium to run and host events there. And then looking forward to July timeframe to our association championship. So all this will be TBD for the officers for next year. So association stats. So I wanted to just highlight just kind of where we are from a membership perspective. Our numbers have never been so low. And I think you guys understand that because there's no track, right? But 221 active members as of this morning, 221 active members. And you can kind of see the outline of where those members and membership numbers are. The majority of unattached are officials. So we have lots and lots of officials here that are unaffiliated with a club. We have 96 female and we have 125 male, right? I'm not sure why that even makes sense or matters, but I just thought it would be something to throw in here. And one of the more interesting charts here is that we have, this is a histogram chart, and it basically lists kind of ages to ages and total numbers. So I was surprised there's a member that is age 4. I don't even know who that is because we only allow up to competition starts, I think 6? 5. So we have a member
Unofficially 5 and 6.
Right. So we have a member that's age 4. So we can go in and look at that data, Joe, Jane. But 116 members are at the age of under 18 to 32, 14 members. And you guys see the breakdown, right? So this is not, these are not our normal numbers. We're usually in the several hundred, but 221 across our association.
My computer runs.
Okay, any questions? All right, so Heidi, would you like to give the treasurer's report or would you like me to just highlight some items here?
Can you make that a bit bigger? This is like really, really small print.
How's that, Ron?
That's good, thank you.
Is that better right
Yeah,
there?
for us old people.
Oh, cut it out, Joe. Cut it out. That's that 14-inch monitor you're looking at. All right.
No, it's now I can see. I got my glasses on.
All right, there you go. There you go.
Got some eyes.
So this is our treasurer's report. Thank you, Heidi, for providing this information. One of the highlights that I would share here is Amazon Smile.
Yes.
This has been a very, it has been, and it can be a very lucrative source of income for the association, just to kind of help out from time to time. And all it is you and your family members and your friends shop on Amazon Smile. There's a specific link they would click on, and then percentage of that money goes directly to USATF Hawaii. There's no additional cost to you. There's no additional sign up. We just ask you that you shop under the smile.amazon.com and then choose USATF Hawaii as your association, or excuse me, as your 501c3. And
It's gonna be the same as on Amazon Prime?
it's the same, Ron. It's the same. It's the same. So smile.amazon.com is basically regular Amazon. It's just that when you shop on Smile, Amazon donates 0.05%, I forget the actual number, to your chosen charity, right? So the more numbers we can have from this, the more, sort of, maybe not the correct term, but the residual monies that can come to the association. As you can see here, $39 in August, not much. That was probably most of my wife doing that shopping, but at least it can pay for paper. It can pay for,
I'd be killing it.
something, right? It could pay for something. So please, by all means, if you guys are interested, I'll put the link in the recap here. Okay. So from beginning of the year to the end of the year, we've basically earned $3,000, and most of that has come from sanctions and membership, as you can see here. But not bad for an association. I'm sure, Simone, you've probably seen worse from associations, even being as small as we are. But I think we're pretty successful.
Michael, what are those things called outstanding checks? The bottom portion there, there's some things that look like they're several years old. Were those uncashed checks? In other words, they were written, but nobody cashed them.
Yeah, Heidi, can you talk to that?
That's my time for 2018.
Yeah.
No, but what does that mean, outstanding checks?
Dick, let us table that and get back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go, Jake.
Heidi's like in the middle of something right now. What that is that's from the sanctions. There were a series of them in which we thought they were paid, but they actually weren't, in which the national office came back to us and we got an invoice for those. So that's what you're seeing in regards to that.
Okay, I can probably answer a little bit on that. Okay, what's happening is on events that we sanction that are associations sponsored by the association, they don't allow us to pay it at the time of the sanction. They bill us. Okay, now what happens is when they send out the actual bill, they don't itemize it. So in some cases, it could be for several sanctions for like our association championship for youth developmental meets. On the other hand, it's like when we ask them to itemize it, it's like it seems that they're not itemizing it for any association. So that's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
Well,
that looks like that would have been billed for all our meets in 2018.
But I guess what I'm trying to figure out is this money that we owe or somebody owes us?
Even when they send money that they send us money, they don't itemize what it's for, because every time an event like from the Big Island or from Maui or even the Honolulu Marathon, any and all of those sanctions, they're paying for those sanctions, and the association fee is part of the check, and then they send us a check or they deposit it in our account, but it's for the lump sum for all the sanctions that are involved, and they don't tell us which one is which. So they don't give us a breakdown of exactly where the money's coming from.
No, these are check numbers. They're checks with numbers on it.
Okay, well then these would be checks that we sent to USA Track and Field.
Okay.
They didn't cash.
All right. So then we'll follow up on that. That's a great question, Dick. But is that an addition to that or subtract? Okay, we'll answer that question. Okay. Thanks for paying attention there, Dick. All right, let me zoom back out. All right.
Just so you know, guys, I just checked my Amazon Smile account. $44.63 of that came from me.
Is that overall, or is that last month?
No, that's that's the last three, your last three pay periods.
Right on. Well, appreciate it.
But that's a small percentage of what your total bill. Yeah.
Well,
But what's going
Friday,
on?
I had $32 as of October 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're doing some renovation here, and we're buying a lot of stuff from Amazon because we can't find it anyplace else.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Okay, so thank you guys so much. So we are to the point that I think the majority of everyone showed up for, and that is the nominations of our officers. So I will say that I'd much rather be having this meeting in person, right? Sitting across from everyone, either at Punahou or at another location to a classroom, but unfortunately, sign of the times of where we are. So Jane is going to act as our person to collect and validate the nominations. I believe Francis Mukai may be taking minutes and notes. This meeting is also recorded, so we can refer back to it. We would have likely done this from a standpoint of online, but I think there's some difficulty and challenges with voting online. So by all means, please be patient with us during this process, and we'll figure out the best way that works for everyone. So we will call Jane. Would you like to take it over and call for nominations for each of the positions for president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer?
Okay, nominations for president is open. Anyone?
Look, let me ask one thing, Michael. Since there was a prior polling that was submitted for nominations, are we now going to have or validate some of those nominations, or do we start all over?
I think, to the point, and again, so sorry for the nominations being sent out and not being clear enough. We only had 8 responses from those nominations. And because of the 8 responses, we only had the seconded process with this in our bylaws was not done with the volume that we needed to fill up our full officers. So I think, the ruling that I would make is let's scrap that nominations. I believe everyone that has nominated someone that through that form is here, and nominations are
Are you making
open.
a motion?
I'm making a motion there. Joe?
No, you don't need a motion to make a nomination.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, scrapping the way
I'm making a
that it
motion.
was.
I'm making a motion to scrap the forms and solicit nominations online here.
But is it possible to show what nominations were made?
Oh, absolutely. Are you guys interested in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a second. So if you guys recall, we did this via Google Forms. I thought it was a lightweight way of determining and capturing those responses. So let me share my screen. Let me know when you guys see it. Let me zoom in on it. Can you guys see this okay?
A little bit bigger, maybe.
Is that okay?
I gotta hold it up to my nose.
Okay, how's that?
Okay, now this is a nomination form, but
Hold on, Ron. Hold on. So if you guys recall the nomination form, those that completed the form, we had 8 responses. Out of the 8 people that responded, we had one person respond twice. So technically 7. So we had Mr. Daryl Carter. He responded. Daryl's nominations were Michael Harvey for president, Daryl Carter for secretary, and no other nominations. Right now, again, if we're scrapping this, I'm just showing this from the sake of that, showing that we had transparency and we had nominations. So,
I think we should put those 2 on the list.
Okay. Any,
But we
Well,
still,
I think we should start over.
No, we
because
can't do it two ways.
we,
Hold
yeah,
on, I'm sorry, this is Simone. So if you guys already had a nomination process, you can, I don't think that you can get rid of the current nominations that are there,
okay,
but you can also additional nominations. If you guys want to make an agreement to take additional nominations off the floor, I don't think you should take someone's voice away for
fair enough.
who had already put out nominations. We're not saying you're not going to take additional nominations on this call, if
But you-
that's what you're provide
You're-
for, but you guys.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct, Simone. You're
Yeah.
correct, Simone. That's
I agree.
Simone, you're,
agree.
Simone, you're right, because
Yeah.
the people who nominated may not be at this meeting.
well, there's another point, Simone, this Dick Sutton. In the email that went out for nominations, it didn't explain anything about a seconding process. So the difficulty is that some people were nominated, but there was no opportunity or no instruction about how they should be seconded if they were nominated. So this process at this point can do a couple of things. One is, if people were nominated previously, we could then have them renominated or assume they're nominated and find out if there's a second. Now, Michael interpreted that if people got more than one nomination, that was the equivalent of a second.
And that's what we talked about at the officer level.
But
Right.
yeah, that wasn't something that was explained in
No.
the email that went out.
No, Dick, no argument, no argument. I think that was my fault. I as a leader of the association, I will
But-
admit
But I think that we should do
Mhm.
is we should, as Simone has suggested.
Yep.
We keep all of the names that were previously submitted,
Agreed.
get them on the list, do as Dick Sutton has suggested. Is there a second? We get them seconded and get the list sanctified.
Any,
I just have one question.
yes, sir.
Mike, you said that there were 8 people who submitted nominations, or 7, and there
Right.
was one person who did it twice.
Yes.
If those people are present, why can't they either reaffirm their nomination now live and have it seconded?
What if they don't remember?
How many people
Well,
can
listen, if
ask
they
a
don't
question,
remember, then
Mike?
yeah.
Dick, I wasn't one of the ones that submitted.
Okay, I was, and I don't remember what I did.
Okay, there was 2 nominations sent out because the first one that we had to scrap for our last meeting. Correct?
Well, that's not what we're looking at now. Okay, so the issue here is, should we take the names that are already there, see if instead of starting it all over, take the names, see if there's a second to any of them, and then go from there to see if there's any further nominations.
Right now, there's only 2 names from what I've seen.
Okay,
I'm not done sharing. So this is the first submission to the form. So do I have an agreement to move forward? So Mr. Darrell Carter, he nominated Michael Harvey as president. No vice president nomination. Darrell Carter nominated secretary. Is there a second for Michael Harvey and Darrell Carter?
no.
Is
You
that
have
the
to
way-
do it. You have to do it position by position,
Okay,
not
fair
all
enough.
together.
Fair enough. Okay, so let me do this. Let me go through and show what we have here. Okay, and then we can come
But
back.
what if I don't want you anymore now, Mike?
Hey, you know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
If I don't want to nominate you anymore right now, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
enough time has elapsed. I've done some research. I don't know if I want you.
That's okay. I'll nominate you, Michael. I got your back.
Okay, so
Who said that?
So we have a nomination for Michael. Do we have a second?
I second that nomination. Cynthia Monteleone from Maui.
Okay.
If I may not, with the 8 that we already have, if that person has been nominated twice, that is in essence second. That has been the
No, it isn't. That's not a correct interpretation.
Yeah.
That was not contained in the instructions. We're doing the seconding now.
With
Okay,
all due
can I-
respect, Dick, that is the practice that the guidance we were given from the national office that the
Well,
other
I haven't seen,
associations.
I
were
haven't
doing.
seen that communication.
Okay,
So
to
can-
clear all
if
that
this
up,
is
can I
Simone- if
nominate?
this is-
Can I make a
if-
nomination?
Can I please speak? Because I think that we're just missing the interpretation where I think we're all interpreting this different. So if someone, we don't have to get two people to second all of these. So if we can get a second on just one of them, which we have got for the president, we can move forward with that nomination. We don't have to go back and get it set, the other person's second. So I think for this purpose, we're done with the president. And you guys
We're
can
not done
move
with the
on.
president.
No, hold on.
We're not done with the president.
No, I'm not saying we're done. Let me finish what I'm saying. We're done with trying to get a second on the president for Michael Harvey. So now we can take other nominations from the floor for president, and you guys can move on with the process of the election and don't have to worry about that specific form anymore with anybody else who may have nominated.
Okay, this is Ron Pate. I'm nominating Jake Gentry for
Ron,
president.
Ron, let us go through the form here. This is what you asked for us to go through the form. Okay.
No. I don't think this form should be secret. We weren't told that we were going to have this information disclosed.
Okay.
Right, and Dick, that along those lines, if we were kind of using that reasoning, then that doesn't expose what you're talking about. But I mean, because what we're trying to do is, some people want secrecy, some don't care, some are okay with just saying the name of whom they want to do, but we want to respect each other's wishes.
There's
in that
no-
regard.
There's no secrecy in who nominates and a nomination. There's no secrecy in that.
Well, but Mark, what happened is they did send out a list of who the nominations are for each of the positions. We
Yeah, I
know
never
who
saw
that
it.
is. We
No,
don't
I
have to
don't.
go back. We don't have to go back and find out who nominated each person.
I never even saw the list, so.
Yeah, neither
it
did
brought
I.
to everybody.
Me neither.
Anybody else that did not see a list?
I did
Well,
not see a list.
In addition to that, all of that that kind of stuff, it's all irrelevant. It has no relevance to where we are now. What we
Well, then
have
let's
to do is resolve the situation that we have now. So we have to get nominations for president. We have to get nominations for the other positions. We just need to go through the process.
Well, we already have one for Mike Harvey, so let's find out if there's any other nominations.
Okay. Are there any additional nominations for
Yes,
president?
I would like to nominate Jake Gentry for president.
Are
I'd
there
like
any
to
seconds?
second
Second
that.
that.
Jake Gentry? Who's Jane, are you keeping track?
Yes,
Okay, thank you. Are there any additional nominations for president?
Who
Yes.
provided the nomination?
Ron
Francis?
Pate.
Ron Pate provided,
Or
and
Ron Pate? And who
and then,
provided the second?
Francis
who did-
Mukai. Francis Mukai seconded.
Okay,
I'm on a conference call.
because that information needs to be recorded.
Absolutely. Yep. Heidi, you have your hand up. Any question? Okay. So are there any other nominations for president?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I would like to nominate Brooke Nasser.
Okay. I second that. Michael Harvey.
So Mike seconded it. Who nominated it?
Daryl Carter.
Daryl did. Okay.
Who nominated her?
Daryl Carter.
Who is she?
She's a
Okay, let me
USATF
Bald
member.
guy right here.
Let me tell you a little bit about Brooke Nasser. This is Dick Sutton. Brooke Nasser is has a number of involvement with track and field. She is a level 2 coach. I think there's only one other level 2 coach in the state.
No, there's more than that, Dick.
No, it's you. Anyway, the only other one I know is Steve Jacobs.
Yeah, but Dick, first, before we go further with this, if you're going to run this right, the first thing we need to do is to find out, do we have any more nominations for
Yeah.
president?
Yeah.
If
Okay.
not,
Let's-
then we close it. And then we go back and say, does
Yeah.
anyone want to speak on behalf of any of these individuals?
Okay,
Okay,
so we have 3 nominations and we have, those 3 have been seconded. Are there any additional nominations for president?
I move nominations closed.
Can I get a second?
second.
I'll second it.
Thank you. So we move on. Do we want to discuss the presidents or do we move on to collecting the nominations?
Well, let me just make a point of order that somebody asked, who is Brooke Nasser? And so if people don't know who she is, I think somebody should tell them who she is.
Okay,
Well, yes, but we should have the opportunity to speak on behalf of all of them. Somebody should if they want to.
Okay,
so,
but this isn't, I'm not speaking on behalf of her. I'm just saying who she is.
thank you, Dick. So I make a motion to let Dick to speak on Brooke for 60 seconds.
Okay, Brooke Nasser is, I guess, she was a top track athlete at Punahou. She went to Dartmouth and was a Division I athlete there running the 400 hurdles. She has worked in the mainland for a while, came back and now coaches cross country and track at Kalani as well as teaches there. And as I mentioned, she's a division, or she's got a level 2 coach, which means she went not only level 1, but she went back for a week of, in any way, she passed the level 2, which shows a lot of commitment to the sport. And in any case, that's my basic understanding of her credentials.
All right, thank you, Dick. Any questions about any of the other nominees? Okay, shall we move to nominees for vice president?
Yes, I'd like to nominate Heidi for vice president.
Nomination from Ron Pate for Heidi. Any seconds?
Now, let me have a point of order here. Can we have somebody who's nominated for more than one position?
So say that one more time, Dick.
Okay, if we look through the nominations that occurred previously, Brooke Nasser was nominated for vice president and secretary and treasurer. So what I'm trying to figure out is how do we deal with that situation when somebody's nominated for more than one office?
I thought we were starting the new nominations over altogether.
No, but can we nominate a person for more than one position? Or do we go through an election? Okay, these elections are going to be separate. Isn't that, Mike? Are we going to be presented with some other form of voting for
Yeah,
this?
we're working at that. We're gonna work on
Okay.
that. Let's get through the nominations first. Okay. So
Well,
Okay,
It either needs to be one way or the other.
Yeah.
Either we can nominate the person for more than one position, or we can, hold the elections individually, like for the president, and so that the people who are not elected are eligible for the other positions. It has to be one or the other.
That would make sense.
But the other thing is that it's still as complicated as can be, because if you nominate them all for that, because if you nominate someone for all 4 positions, and that person gets elected for more than one, then what are you going to do?
yeah, no, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Jake, you were gonna say something.
What I was going to speak to is just we're making the nominations for the different positions.
Yeah.
So if we were to go through and see if that were the case, then perhaps we can make the decision on whether we wanted to allow someone to be nominated for multiple positions or not. Because that may not be the case if that person gets nominated for different positions.
Right. Okay. Well, we're not at that point. I'm sorry. Who had a question?
I did. Do
Yes,
the
sir.
rules restrict the person from being nominated? Do the USATF rules restrict the person from being nominated for more than one position in an election cycle? And if they don't, what are we talking about? If you're nominated for more than one position and you're voted on and you're elected to the higher position and you accept that position, and let's say you were the runner-up or you're the number one person for the secretary position as well. Why wouldn't the runner-up for the secretary position just automatically be the secretary?
She can't do that.
Well, Daryl, I think the way that it usually is handled is when you have if we did this in person, after we had each office nominated, we would then do a secret ballot. We'd vote for them and we would find out who the winner was. And then we would go on to the next office.
I see what you said. So you would finish each office first.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay.
Maybe Simone has some advice on that.
Hi, I was actually looking at your bylaws right now to see how they read, and there's nothing in the bylaws that indicates that someone cannot run for more than one position at a time. And it's too late for that to be added into the bylaws or to change the process. So we have to allow what is happening right now. And it's strictly because you guys used to do elections for each position one at a time, which makes sense in this situation. So we're going to have to figure out how to conduct the election in that way, because that's the way the bylaw reads. So if someone wants to run for more than one position at a time and there's nominations on the floor, we have to accept the nominations based off of the way the bylaws are currently written.
And that's the way we've always done it, because our association is so small. We don't have the ability to have 10 or 12 nominees for each position.
And that's okay, because there's very large associations who still conduct those in the same manner. So it's not unorthodox that it's set this way.
Right.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, if there's 2 or more candidates, it's supposed to be a secret ballot anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So to the point, so we're at the, I'm sorry, let me go back to Ron. We had a nomination for vice president for Heidi. I don't recall I heard a second.
I'll second it. Joe.
So nominations for vice president was Heidi. Are there any additional nominations for vice president?
Yes, Brooke Nasser. This is Dick Sutton.
Okay. Thanks, Dick. Dick, I'll second that.
Now, Michael, with a person who's nominated for more than one position, wouldn't we have to have the results of the higher position before we can get to vote on the next position?
That's what we just talked
Ron,
about.
we just talked about that, Ron.
And who's the second?
Yeah, I heard them discuss it. I didn't hear a resolution.
We didn't figure it out.
Yeah, we will address that once the elections are done, Ron. Okay. All right, so we have 3 nominations for president. We have 1 nomination for vice president. Are there, excuse me, 2 nominations for the vice president, pardon me, sorry. So that was me on the second. Any additional nomination for vice president?
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Mark Unciano.
Okay, Mark Uciano. From Francis Mackay. Any seconds?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay. Mark Zook, second. Thank you.
And just so we're clear, I'm not quite, I'm not clear who Mark is.
He's on the call.
He's right next to you.
Oh yeah, I see him. I see him now. I know he is. Okay, it's under
because I'm using my wife's computer. Sorry.
Dick, I thought you were talking about
wife's name.
Mark Zook, not Mark from Kailua. Mark Zook. Who is Mark Zook?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
But he's listed as Shelton. Shelton.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I apologize. I'm using my wife's computer, so that's her name. I don't know how to change it.
All right, so you got 3 nominations, right?
We have 2.
3 nominations, Mark, Brooke, and Heidi. Any additional nominations?
If not, I move nominations closed.
Okay, for vice president. Okay,
Second.
nominations are open for secretary. Do you have
I'd
any
like to
nominations for
nominate
secretary?
Francis Mukai.
Francis Mukai nominated for secretary from Ron Pate.
Second that, Joe.
Joe. Washington, second.
Daryl Carter was nominated earlier, right?
Yes.
Are you still on there, Daryl?
I nominate Daryl Carter for secretary.
I second.
Treasurer.
So we have Daryl and Francis, right?
Yes,
Okay, let's be clear, which office is this?
secretary. We're still in secretary, Francis.
Got it. Okay.
So we have Daryl and Francis both have been nominated and seconded. Is there a third nomination?
Who seconded it? Oh, Mark.
I nominate Jennifer King.
Jennifer King for nomination for secretary.
Yes.
Any seconds? That was nominated from Jake Gentry. Any seconds?
Well,
I can't say.
I'm sorry. I didn't, Jane, was that you seconded?
yes,
Okay, Jane Washington seconded. Nomination for
Oh.
secretary, Jennifer King.
Heidi seconded.
Okay. Any additional nominations for secretary?
Move nominations be closed.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mark. So I want to make sure we're keeping track of that, right? Okay. Francis or Jane, you're keeping track?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Nominations for treasurer.
Nominate Joe Washington for treasurer.
Ron Pate nominates Joe Washington for treasurer. Any seconds?
Second that.
Seconded by Francis Mukai.
Well, let me nominate Daryl Carter. Because he was
Okay.
nominated before.
All right.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Mark. 2 nominations for treasurer. Are there any additional nominations for treasurer?
Was somebody else also nominating Brooke?
I nominate Brooke Nasser for treasurer.
I'll
I
second it.
Okay.
That was
Who was
seconded seconded by Daryl Carter. Okay.
Okay, I move nominations be closed.
I'll second that.
All right. Thank you. So can we get a recap on our Jane or Joe, right? Can we get a recap on our nominations?
President Michael Harvey, Jacob Gentry, Brooke Nasser. Vice President Heidi Wessel, Brooke Nasser, Mark Unciano. Secretary Francis Mukai, Daryl Carter, Jennifer King. Treasurer Joe Washington, Daryl Carter, Brooke Nasser.
Okay, Jane, I'm so sorry. So President Jake, myself, and who was the third?
Brooke.
Brooke.
Nasser.
Okay. I'm gonna type these in here, guys, and bear with me, please. Okay. Vice President. Jane, please, Vice President.
Heidi Wessel, Brooke Nasser, Mark Unciano.
Mark, I'm sorry, I'm gonna look at you spelling your last name, Unciano. Okay. You guys can see my chat here, right? Secretary Jane,
Francis Mukai, Daryl Carter, Jennifer King.
Treasurer,
Joe Washington, Darrell Carter, Brooke Nasser.
and Brooke Nasser. Okay, so these are nominations, and nominations have been closed. Here's the interesting part. How are we going to vote on this? So suggestion is we can send our voting request to Jane, either one through private message or through email. What do you prefer, Jane? And what does the constituents and leadership here prefer?
What's private?
Yeah.
This is
So,
private message.
Some
Would
of
it be
us don't do messaging.
Okay, would it be possible to send out the list by email and then everybody responds by email?
Sure, Jane, would you like to do that? Just reply.
Yes.
Okay,
Email.
Well, but Mike,
yes, yes.
this is Dick. You know, you sent out that form for nominations.
Yeah,
Can you use something like that for voting?
I certainly can.
Because that seems to me like already an established format. We could, what I'm concerned about is that form identifies who it is who's voting.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Well, the
they only
email
can
would
vote
too.
once, right?
Well, the email will also identify who's voting,
Exactly, yeah.
because the email will go directly to the person.
Yeah, we can just keep this simple and do it by email.
I
Does
agree.
that go
Mike,
to-
can you put Jane's email there?
Yeah, 1 second.
I'll go outside
Why will you go outside?
Because the email.
because I'm sitting right in front of Jane's computer.
who does this email go out to?
The email goes to Jane, so
No, does it go to every member of USATF Hawaii
No.
no.
over 18?
Only
No.
those that actively involved in the meeting as of right now.
No, isn't the
Yes.
voting?
The 101 members were sent an invitation that you had to be involved in the meeting to participate in voting, present.
Well,
So no
I'm
absentee.
trying to look at
Yeah,
our
please.
bylaws.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm looking
My-
at what our bylaws require.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and the interpretation. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay, so there was nothing sent out to the overall organization that said that you had to attend this meeting in order to vote. It said this was going to be conducted like an in-person meeting, so that if we had been told that you had to show up to vote, then, you know, more people would have voted or shown up.
Well,
So
that's it. Our regular in-person meeting, same thing. If they don't show up at our in-person meeting, they can't vote.
Yeah, but this notice didn't say anything about that.
Well, this is the same thing. This is an in-person meeting, but we're on Zoom.
Agree.
Okay, just checking to make sure there's, you know, that everybody who should be able to vote knew that they had to attend this in order to vote.
Dick, if I may, historically, we haven't had, since my time being there since 2011, we haven't had more than about 20 people at these annual meetings.
Well, that doesn't make any difference. It isn't a matter of how many, it's whether people have notice of how it's going to be conducted. Notice is what counts.
Understand, and we've sent out the memo that the meeting is going to be done. Matter of fact, this is the second time scheduling this for that very purpose, because we were concerned that people would have an opportunity to vote in regards to this.
Okay, I don't see anything in the notice that says that. Then I'm looking at the notice that was sent out. It doesn't
Yeah,
say
Dick-
anything. You have
Dick,
to.
it's understood. You got to be present to vote. It's just very basic. And when we have in-person meetings, it's understood you got to show up in order to vote. We don't allow votes outside.
Well, all I'm saying, it's not specified anywhere, and there was no notice given to people.
Well, this is it's an in-person meeting on Zoom. And it's the same thing in our annual meeting for USA Track and Field Edge this past year. we had a lot of elections and you had to be present in order to vote. And that was on at the national annual meeting. So this would be no different.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is notice wasn't given.
All right,
Has Simone got some?
Simone.
Is Simone? Okay, we're going to send out the emails now, or are we going to do that?
You know, just give everyone Jane's email address and we'll email our votes.
Yep, I dropped Jane's information in here.
Well, I thought she was going to send something to us.
Why?
How did she know who attended this meeting?
Everybody, it's on here. If you go down to your participants, it tells you who's
No,
there
no,
right
that's
now.
not, I'm
No,
saying,
well-
how does she?
Mike's going to tell everybody Jane's email address. All right. He's going to show it on the screen, or someone can just simply say it.
I
and then
dropped
we'll
it in
just go
the,
ahead
if
and
you
email it.
guys are aware of how to use chat, I dropped it in the chat window. If not, I'm sharing the chat window on the screen. Can you see it here? This
No.
is Jane.
Not yet.
Hold on.
Not yet.
Give me 1 second.
Click on this. Yeah,
Share.
just to see who's present.
Yeah. Good. You guys can see the screen here?
Haven't seen it yet.
Goodness gracious. What is going on here? Okay. Which screen do you guys see? Hold on. Let me do this right here. Stop share. All right. 1
I
second.
can see it.
No, hold on. Here we go. My Zoom is bugging out. Sorry, guys. Share my screen here. Sharing this
Well-
screen. Can you guys see screen number 2? Can you guys see screen number 2? Offers of nominations.
I see also
Yeah.
nomination.
Okay,
I
do you
just-
see?
2022 officer nomination.
Oh, I know why. Sorry. Here we go. This is why.
Okay, that other on the left-hand side is so small, you can't read it.
Hold on. I'm fixing it. All right, Ron, let me know if you can see this. Can you see this now?
Okay, yeah, move it over. Yeah, right there. Got it.
Perfect.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
The results of each office, in my mind, will impact how a person will vote for the next office. If in fact you have a nominee who is in multiple positions, how can I make that determination if I'm not aware of the standing of the first office?
We can do that by voting office by office.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely. So she's going to send an email. We're going to send an email for each office. And then
Yes.
how am I going to know?
No, do
We'll
we
start
only
with
send-
president.
But then she has to respond who, that she's got all the votes in, that,
Right.
The decision is this, and so we know who's elected.
Okay, so let's do it this way.
Compile 'em.
This is what we're gonna do. Everyone's gonna send an email to Jane. If you haven't already, you're going to send an email with the title as president. Just as president, okay? So can you guys see my second screen here?
Yeah, but I lost her email address. What's that?
All
I'm writing it down. It's long.
right, here it is. It is Jane.Washington, the number 3 at hawaiiantail.net.
Okay. Now, one of the concerns I have is if I don't get the address right, or she doesn't get it right from me, I want her to confirm she got the vote, got my email.
Okay, all right, Jane, is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so can you guys see my screen here?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll just type president here, and then you'll just drop in the nomination for president. Here. Good? So then
That's what
Jane,
it said.
Jane, then you can confirm that you received nominations or email nominations from the following people. And then you can tally the numbers. And then once you're done, let us know. Do the same thing for secretary. So you're gonna, everyone here is gonna send 4 separate emails. Jane, your email box is gonna go crazy. So sorry. President, vice president, secretary, treasurer. Okay.
Wait, I thought we were going to do president first, figure out who's the
No,
president.
no, we are,
then- then we-
hold on, Francis, right? I'm saying that, oh, sorry. Yes, sir. So only send this email, Jane. We'll give everybody 5-10 minutes.
For president.
Yes, for president. Okay. Everyone on board?
I am correct at saying everyone that's currently in the meeting, right?
Yes.
Or online.
Everyone that is online here.
In the meeting.
Yes.
Joe, online in the meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm
you guys.
outside now, folks. Everyone can see me leaving.
But Joe, you know, you got to vote before you leave.
I can vote from my phone, Ron.
All right.
Joe, thank you for wearing your pants.
Wearing what?
Yeah, it's the same color as his skin.
You're funny.
By now, everyone should have sent an email.
No, I don't even, I haven't figured out how to use it. I'm entering a new email address for her.
Okay.
On my phone.
Oh, you're voting on your phone. Okay.
Yeah.
So because we have more than 3 or more, is that the reason why we're voting ballot, secret ballot?
2 or more secret ballot.
Okay. All right. Joni says she needs more time. Okay. Just doing a time check. How are we doing? All right.
So it's Jane Washington 3 at hawaiiantel.net.
That's
It's
correct.
Jane.Washington, right? No?
Yeah.
Let me share the screen one more again. Where's my, come on, share my screen. Here you go. Can you guys see this?
Okay, so the email should say who you are and who you're voting for.
Of course.
For and which office.
Of course.
Jane, you can confirm that you're receiving emails?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hi, I'm having trouble with my email. I have to do it on my computer.
Mm.
So I'm having problems with my phone email, and then Rick's phone is out of, isn't working either. So
Joni,
give us
are you online? Can you send Jane a private message? Do you know how to do that through Zoom?
on here.
Yes.
I think so. I just go to Jane, right?
You
Yeah,
just
I
go to
could do
Jane,
that.
right.
Okay. Okay.
And then Jane, so for example, this message is only for Jane. Did anyone else see this? Jane, did you see that message come up?
This message only for Jane
Yeah.
from Joni. Okay,
Okay.
but she didn't put anybody.
I
Okay.
put here because I wanted to make sure, is
Yeah.
that how I do it?
Yeah, that's how you do it. If
Okay,
if you,
okay, great.
I
All right.
didn't see the message, so it's a private message direct to
Okay.
Jane, if that
This is
works.
how it works now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just having trouble
No, all
technology.
good, all good.
today.
No worries, guys.
Okay.
No worries. I'd much rather be in person, but thank you guys
Yeah.
for your flexibility. Does anyone have a problem here with only Jane validating the votes?
Nope.
Well, unless, I mean, we don't know whether this is all, I mean, I haven't gotten a message back from her that she got my email.
Okay.
So I don't know if my vote's been counted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
completely-
I counted you,
I'm
Francis.
completely challenged.
No, but I mean,
You know,
we have to,
Jane, you don't have to send an email to everybody. You can verbally say it. If you've heard from me, Mark Zoid, just say I got Marks. I got Dick's. That's all you need to do.
Okay, I got Jacob, Francis, Ron Pate, Mr. DC, USHF Hawaii President, Jennifer King, Mark Zug, Mark Unciano, Joe at Fireball, Joe Washington, Ron Pate, Nina B, and Jennifer King.
but you didn't get Dick Sutton,
No,
okay? Because I sent
You
it.
don't have,
Didn't get
you
mine?
don't have Joan Davis either. I'm really confused.
Well, Joan, just send another email.
yeah, Joni, you didn't send a message. You didn't type in anybody.
No, it's not there.
Well, my message says it's delivered to you, Jane.
Dick, did you send it to Jane.3Washington3@hawaiiantail.net?
I sent mine to the direct message.
Don't do
I
direct
sent it to-
message, Joan Davis. Go Jane.Washington3 at
Ron, she's having some
hawaiiantail.net.
trouble.
Messages aren't
She's
going
having some
through.
trouble via email, John. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
Ron.
having trouble with my email. I don't know why. It's the first time it's happened. I don't know.
I'd like to make a motion if
Tired
no one
today.
can,
I sent a message. I guess I should send an email, right?
yeah.
Okay, let me try email different way now. Okay. Whoops.
Hello, Jane. This is Jennifer. Did you get mine?
Yes, I did, Jennifer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sweetheart.
Get my
Jane, this is Heidi. Did you get mine?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Okay, I sent it again, Jane, to Dick Sutton. Did you get it?
Hello. Yeah,
Dick Sutton.
You got it.
No.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, and it's still, I'm still challenged and confused about it. Yeah.
Joan, are you able to send an email, Joan?
Okay.
Do you have, can you see the screen
Okay.
that I'm sharing here?
Yeah. Well, that's. Okay. Well, it's, yeah, that's what I
email
was
was
trying
sent.
to
So
put
see if you can,
together. Yeah.
okay, see if
So-
you can send an email, Joan, to
I'm
Jane.
sorry.
Washington.
Oh,
Jane.Washington, the number 3 at hawaiiantail.net. So Joan is the only vote that has not been received and counted.
No, she didn't get mine yet, Mike. Dick Sutton.
Okay, Dick Sutton.
Did you get it, Jane?
No. Who's Mr. DC?
That's Daryl Carter.
Okay. No, I haven't gotten yours, Dick.
Okay, I'm sending it again on a different computer.
There's also Joni and Rick.
Yeah, so Joan has not been counted. Dick has not been counted, and Rick and Joni have not been counted.
Does anyone have any objection if those folks
I
simply
sent-
call Jane?
I sent the email.
Yes, because that's not a, okay, I just sent you another email, Jane. Did you get that?
Okay, I got Dick's.
Okay.
Okay. Joan, have you received Joan's email, Jane?
No, I have not received Jones.
I'm still having a problem. I'm really frustrated and challenged.
Oh, no problem, Joan. Well, how can I help? What's going on?
Possibly if Jane were to send Joan Davis an email, she could just do a reply and then she would have it. That might work also.
Okay, Joan, can you give us your email?
Yeah. Okay. My email is Joanie, Joanie, Diva, D-I-V for Victor, A, number 1 at gmail.com.
Did you get it yet?
Joan, did you use a different email for your association? Did you use jrdva4@vp@hotmail.com?
That was old and problem with Microsoft, and
Okay.
that was discontinued in October last year.
I see.
Or
Okay.
years ago.
It's still in your membership email. Okay, understood. Jane, you can send her an email.
I sent it to Joan.
Okay, all right, perfect. Joan,
Let's
check your
see.
email just to validate that you've received it, and then just reply to the vote of president. So everyone's vote has been accounted for. Did you receive for Rick and Joni? Jane?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I sent it by email, but, and Rick sent his.
No, I haven't received anything from Joni or Rick.
Look at the screen. No? God, that's odd. I sent
Well,
both.
I see where you said, I guess chat didn't work, but I sent it to email. And I don't see anything in my email.
Okay, can you see your private chat then? Under.
The last thing it says, and Rick sent email too.
Yeah,
But-
those are all not those are public messages to everyone, but direct messages.
I don't see anything, Joni.
Okay, it says under Jane W. That's you, right?
No, Jane dot Washington 3.
No, in chat.
Oh, chat.
That's odd. It's because I sent the email, it's been at least 5 minutes. One is from Godspeed Track Club HI. That's Rick's. And then mine is from Joni Chin Joni Chin at my.com. Nothing?
No.
Okay. How about if I send you a text message?
Yeah, go ahead, send it.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
I also saw in the message, Justin Berry, was his email received?
I got it.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do a recount because there's some people that have sent it twice.
Count their last email received.
Did they vote differently?
No, they did it twice.
Well, if you got the person, you can just put a list down of the people who should be voting.
Hey, Mike, how many people we got in this meeting?
16?
No, we got more than that.
16?
That's
Eight.
18.
18.
18. Okay.
18. But did we have 8? We had 19 to begin with, so.
If they leave the meeting, that would drop the number, right?
Unless they submitted the vote before.
Well, they may come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Cynthia left the vote in chat. It was addressed to everyone.
Oh, Cynthia did vote?
Yeah, but it was before we listed. She just voted for President Mike.
Well,
because she had to vote, she said.
Well, I think that vote should count.
Yeah, I mean, it was, yeah.
You don't tell us what it was.
Well, she told us.
Oh, well, it's in public in chat. She sent it on chat.
Is it over?
No.
Jane, have you got a tally yet?
Almost. I'm sorry.
But are we still waiting for Joan? Or
Yeah, did Joan?
Yeah, Joan never replied.
Joan, did you get the email?
Did you check your
Well, it's-
spam folder or something? Because I know mine shows as sent, so unless my phone is just going crazy, something's wrong with
Well,
it.
here, I just got. Hello.
Yeah, Joan, you should mute.
Jane, you've got my text messages, right?
Screen. You know how to do that, right? You don't see the little microphone down in the lower left-hand corner? So click on that and a little dash will go through that. Now, Jane Washington sent you an email and you can just do a reply. If you do reply, then she'll get your vote.
Okay, so if I'm counting correctly, we're only waiting on Joan Washington's, excuse me, Joan Davis's email to Jane for confirmation for president.
Okay, I got 15 votes for president.
did you get Joan?
No, I mean, she didn't even send me a text.
Well, we don't know that she got your email.
Yes, yes, I just talked to Joan. She says she got the email, and she's just supposed to do a reply and send it back.
And keep in mind that I'm on the call. This is Simone, but I am a non-voting member.
Well, you can jump in if you want.
No, thank you.
So that would make 17.
If we got a tie,
So-
Simone, wait, if it's a tie, we may
So
need you.
there are 17 participants in the call, including Simone.
She doesn't count. There are only 16 voters then, right?
Right.
17
But-
voters.
But the one who, what was her name?
16.
The one who left?
That was Joe Fireball that left.
Okay, I got
Okay.
17 votes for president.
But does that include the Joe Fireball or what's her name?
You might want to call her on the phone. Her number
Joe
is
Fireball?
839.
Joe Fireball voted.
I think 7526. Just a minute. Let me confirm that for you. Okay. Yeah, 839. Just a minute. Okay. Get you that. Okay.
Just waiting on Jones.
Okay. Okay, it's 839-2675. 2675. 75. Yeah, call that's Joan. That's that's Janie. Call her right now. Okay.
Who did?
All right, the last one to tally is Jane. You've tallied all the other ones. You're just waiting on Jones' vote, correct?
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Okay, and we had a total of how many people? Just to be sure.
Well, some have left, some have gone. So
But if they,
And
How many of us? 17?
Rick and I are on the same computer.
How many votes do you have, Jane? Jane?
I got 19.
okay, 19
Okay.
and 19.
19 for president.
Okay. We've had participants leave.
Okay. So do I say it right now?
Yes, please. Thanks, Jane.
Okay. Jacob Gentry. 9. Brooke Nasser, 2. Michael Harvey, 7.
Okay.
That's
Thanks.
18.
That's 18, Jane. You said 19 or
Oh, I'm
18?
I'm sorry, 18.
So not 19.
No.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to accept the nominations, elections for president? Then we
Yes,
can
so
move to.
moved.
Okay. Second,
Second.
okay. Jane, save off those emails, maybe drop into a folder, and then nominations for vice president.
but no,
Jane?
voting for vice president.
Excuse me, pardon me, I said nominations, voting for vice president, yes, thank you. So voting for vice president, emails to Jane.
Could we have the spelling of each of the people who are running?
Sure.
Could you use the spelling in a sentence?
Let me find the chat window.
Do I need to use text message again?
Yes, you may.
So the VPs are Heidi Vessel. That's
How do you
W-
spell? Okay, go ahead.
Heidi, correct me if I'm wrong. Wessel. Heidi, Heidi.
Well,
You have to tell.
Okay.
Is it Wessel? Wessel with a W?
Mike, I'm sorry. Yes, Wessel. Sorry.
Yes, Wessel. Brooke Nasser, Brooke Nasser, Nasser.
And who's this other guy, Mark?
Mark Uciano. So Mark
Zoig, Zeug.
Mark Unciano.
UN?
UN.
Okay. Okay, thanks for that. You don't need to put it in a sentence, and we don't need the derivative.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Jane, emails are coming your way.
okay.
so are we also going to eliminate, the late voting or early voting or ballot boxes? You can sort of see the
Only
problem.
only if it has Greg Abbott's signature or Ron DeSantis.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting to see how these little problems kind of escalate on the national scene.
Well, especially when you have elections that are not, when you take the running of elections out of the hands of the pros who are used to doing it, which is what they're doing in Texas and Florida.
Was
that a political statement? Oh, sorry about
Well, it's a very contentious.
All right, how are we doing on the results? My dog wants to go for a walk. How are we doing on the results for VP?
I would get him a.
I got 10 votes.
10 votes. There are people that may have abstained. There's 17 participants in the meeting. Of the 17 total, Simone is a non-voting member, a non-voting participant. So a total of 16 votes.
Yeah, but what about the people who left who voted?
And then Joe Fireball left.
Yeah, but she voted.
Did they vote
Yep.
for? I didn't
Cynthia
count.
left also.
Yeah, but I don't know if they voted for vice president.
No, they didn't. Well, Cynthia didn't.
Well,
Well,
but
Cynthia
who
did.
got the email?
The emails are only going to Jane.
Okay, but what about Cynthia's? Did it go to Jane?
For president or for vice president?
Zoom.
Well, I'm not clear whether she voted for anybody other than president.
I don't know.
The only president.
Yeah, she only sent a message for president, and that was it. She did not reply for any other votes or submit anything for any other officers.
Okay. So technically she's abstaining. Agree?
Agreed.
No, she's just didn't participate.
Yeah, didn't
Not
vote.
mine, right?
Let's see if she got Joni's.
Yes, I got Joni's.
Okay. So there's 17 participants, assuming that Jane, you're only receiving how many emails?
I got 16 for vice president.
Okay.
17.
should be it.
17.
No. Can I vote?
Who is I?
Me, Jane.
Yes, Jane, you can
Of
vote.
course, of course.
Absolutely.
Okay. Some people voted twice.
But that happens a lot in Chicago. Are they alive?
I won't say names, but you know who you are. Don't send it twice.
Vote early and often is what they say, right?
Well, there were a few that sent all 4 at the same time from when we started.
That's not the way it's supposed to work.
That's not the way it was supposed to work, guys.
That's my fault.
Was that one of mine?
No, that was one of mine. I put all 4 before they said you wanted individual emails.
Okay, well.
Okay, we're gonna have to start over. We have
No,
to
you don't
start-
start over nothing.
Well, look, 16 votes for vice president.
That's good.
Is that good?
That's
Yep.
good. That reaches the total number of participants here.
Okay, so Heidi Vessel. Ten. Brooke Nasser, 2. Mark Luciano, 3.
Okay, so now we're on to secretary.
I move to
Oh,
accept
perfect.
votes.
Second,
Okay, so Jane, so you use my email where I sent all 4, so I won't send you another email.
Yeah, I just took all of that. I didn't take any more of what you were sending.
Okay, good. I won't send you any more.
Okay, so next one is secretary, and just make sure we got the spellings for those, Mike.
So for secretary, Francis Mukai, Daryl Carter, Jennifer King. Daryl is spelled D-A-R-Y-L, Carter. Jennifer King, J-E-N-N-I-F-E-R, King, K-I-N-G. Francis Mukai, F-R-A-N-C-I-S, M-U-K-A-I.
all our goals are still ahead of us. And so, just what needs to be done?
Okay, San Diego State and Hawaii are tied. Beginning the second quarter. 7-up.
Great.
Thanks, Dick.
And like the ad for the cola, that's the unpoint. So, it's hard to make this any levity on this thing, but we gotta try what we can.
Let me just take a minute here while Jane is tallying everything up to tell everybody thank you so very, very much for all of your support here at the House. It's been increasingly difficult. Helene has 17, almost 18 years into Parkinson's, and is now very advanced Parkinson's. I thought that 2 days ago, I thought that the day had come when she was going to go. Yesterday, she woke up bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, full of spit and vinegar. So we just take it one day at a time. She's in hospice, home hospice care. Through St. Francis Hospice, they send people to the house several days a week, give her a bath and help take care of her. And I have other caregivers that come in, so I'm very, very fortunate. I can give all of you a bit of advice. If you get a chance and can afford it to buy long-term care insurance, do it. They are paying out about $8,500 a month in care for Helene right now. It's one of the best investments she and I made in our entire career. We've been married for 52 years. We've been track and field officials for over 25 years, I think. I can't even remember. I just appreciate all the support and the good wishes and the kind thoughts and prayers that you guys have forwarded to us. Thank you.
Absolutely, Mark. Thanks for
Praying for
sharing.
you, Mark. Hang in there, and I hope things will be better. I know hospice is always, they really are a great help. That's definitely for sure.
Well, and the thing we know about Parkinson's is that it's going to continue to advance, and but she has good days and bad days. And as I say, 2 days ago was not a good day. Yesterday and today, she's like a completely different person.
Yeah, that's
Well,
how it is.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Mark. It means a
thank
whole
you.
lot to us because we're just as concerned, about her condition and how you are as everybody else. And so, that's wonderful to share that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the advice as well.
And how much do you sell some of that long-term care, Mark?
I do not, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right.
The tough part is to get that stuff when you're old.
Well, you can't get it when you're old. You got to get it when you're young.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's too late for Rick and I.
Well, probably not for you two, but it is for Dick, I think.
But my wife has it, but I don't. I mean, I don't know how that works, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, we bought it, I think almost 25 years ago.
Oh.
Did they try to, you know, because, anyway, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I got total for secretary.
Okay,
Okay. Jennifer King, 6. Francis Mackay, 10. Daryl, 2.
Okay, I move that the votes be certified and that Francis be determined to be the secretary.
Second.
Okay, everybody, okay, so everybody in favor, say aye, aye.
Aye.
Okay, so let's move on to treasurer.
Aye.
Aye.
On to treasurer. So we know all the spellings, right? Joe Washington, Daryl Carter, Brooke Nasser. Am I right?
Yes.
It's cold out here.
It's what?
I'm cold outside.
Oh,
So
You guys wanna see?
we're voting on treasurer. Everyone, please send an email to Jane for treasurer. Jane, we have 17, 16 total participants.
For total.
Total.
treasurer.
Treasurer.
I've forgotten, when do the new officers take effect?
2025. No,
So
is it
January,
public?
January 1st.
Mike, I only got 12. I mean, yeah, 12 that voted for treasurer.
Okay, there's 16 total
I sent
eligible
it by
people here.
text.
She sent it by text. Joni, you sent it by text?
Okay.
Yeah. I've
Oh.
given up on.
I sent mine by email. Joan Davis.
Jane, you want to call out who you've received from?
Okay, just a minute. Okay, I got from Nina B, Justin Berry, Mr. DC, Dick Sutton, Francis Mackay, Mark Stug, Joe Washington, Jennifer King, Mark Unciano, Heidi Vessel, Jacob Gentry, Joni Chin, Rick Chin, and Joan Davis.
Hey, you're missing me, Ron Pate.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Ron Pate.
Yeah, remember I sent you all 4 on one email.
Yes. Okay. Joe Washington. $13, Darrell Carter 2, Brooke 1. That's all I got.
Repeat that, Jane. Jane.
13 for Joe, Darrell Carter 2, Brooke Nasser 1.
That's 16.
I know, and I'm going over the emails.
Jane, did you vote?
Yes.
I can go back inside now.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Are we making a motion for voting to be closed on treasurer?
So moved.
Okay.
Second,
Second.
All right. Did we
All
get
in
the second?
favor? Mark,
All right.
second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Position closed. Okay,
Right.
so we gotta walk the dog. Let's go.
So, yeah, so great. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations to the new officers for 2022. We are just slightly over time, but I wanted to open it up for questions or discussion. Thank you so much, Simone, Terry, for coming here and visiting us and guiding us and witnessing our election process. So thank you.
No problem.
But I wanted to open up the floor to anyone. The new
Well, I would like
officer.
to, I would just like to thank and congratulate the previous officers for all of the work that they have done to try and keep our organization going during this difficult time. I have not been very active, and until my situation changes here at home, that's not likely to change either. But they appreciate it very much for all the work that you've done, and the very best to the new officers.
Thank you, Mark.
I'd also like to thank Mike Harvey and the other officers for the last 2 years. These have been difficult times with great uncertainty. We've got a lot of work ahead of us, though, so because it appears next year we can resume full activities, and you know, we're still in a state of transition, and we're going to need all of the volunteers we can, and it's going to take a lot of hard work. But thank you to the officers and all the volunteers and the coaches.
Well, this Dick Sutton, I would suggest that the new officers get together and set up a meeting for early next year, or they get to see what they're planning to do and get together with the membership and discuss kind of plans for going forward and work from there.
That's a great idea. And let's get all the coaches involved.
Yeah, as soon as they'll allow us to all get together in the same room, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And
or we could get together outdoors.
Yep, outdoors,
Yeah, we
socially
could go to a
distant.
park and get together.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Jane, thanks so much for your help.
Yeah, thank you, Jane. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Thank you, Jane.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Mr. Carter, we can hear you.
Okay, so if I could hear the count for president one more time, that would be great. I'm sorry to go back.
9. 9 for president.
9 for Jacob.
Yes, I'm sorry, 9 for Jacob.
You gave me 7 for Michael.
7 for Mike and 2 for Brooke.
Now, how many people voted?
That was 18.
Cynthia,
But remember, some people had left.
That was 18 because Simone wasn't eligible.
Are not the same count.
So it was 18 total for the president, and then we went to 16 for everybody else?
7 people left.
People left without voting.
Yes.
Cynthia left.
Cynthia O'Malley.
Thank you. Well, somebody's not happy about the president and the vice president now.
I would like to make a motion that we
Gotcha.
reconcile the election votes against the physical review of the email sent from each voting member and the roster for participants for this Zoom meeting.
Who is something? They already closed
Yeah.
it.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, Dick, how do you feel about that? Because the votes were already accepted.
Well, we accepted the votes and closed it, but before you should, it's my contention that we should certify that the votes that were counted were the votes that were submitted by people who are participants. And I know they were received, but they should be physically viewed by more than one person.
I don't have any problem at all with auditing.
Okay, well, they were submitted on email.
I think it's a good idea to audit it.
Yes, thank you.
But
And
that
if I don't
doesn't
see
change the total
you,
until
happy
we
holidays.
audit.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mike, just let me know because I was supposed to be somewhere at 6 o'clock, so I have to clock out.
So Daryl, we want you to get in touch with Jane, who was tallying it, to get the emails. And I don't know if Mike can verify who the participants were.
Hi, so this is Simone. I would be happy to help to just facilitate that as an unbiased person. That way voting members are not getting access to the secret ballots.
I think that's a
However,
great idea.
and I can get another member to take a look at those as a second. That way you have 3 individuals per your bylaws looking at those.
That'd be wonderful.
Okay.
Simone.
Simone.
And Simone, you're invited to come to Hawaii to do that.
You
On
guys
his
paid
dime.
my flight and I'm there.
Hey, Dick, send the ticket, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but we appreciate your participation very much. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Thanks, Simone.
tomorrow it looks like it's already getting late, but I can sit down and work with her on how to make this official.
Okay.
Do you go on daylight savings tomorrow, Simone? We don't.
She's in
Arizona
Arizona, Dick. She's in Arizona. Arizona and Hawaii don't celebrate daylight savings.
Yeah.
Okay, they stay
Observe.
the same. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Just checking,
Mike?
make sure you.
Mike,
Yes.
Joan Davis, I
Hey,
want
Joe.
to thank Ron Pate for keeping me informed and coaching me and teaching me and for a lot of the challenges.
Oh, good,
And,
Joe. No, perfect. Okay. So last item here. We're closed. So thank you guys. I'll upload this video to YouTube.
Let me move that the meeting be adjourned.
Thank you,
That's how
Dick.
you end it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Second. Okay, the meeting's adjourned.
All right. Awesome.
All
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Okay,
No.
thanks, Mike.
Right.
Thank you.
Good night.